Thanks everybody for joining the Link Builders Challenge Cubicle Party for November. We're just gonna go over some stats so far for the month. So just to take us through some examples for anybody new to the challenge, I'm just gonna go to, I left some of the profiles I created today, I left without building links to them, so we'd have them for today for the video. So let me go ahead and go there. So for this ancestor, let me upsize this for you guys. So for this ancestor, just grab the WikiTree ID and just go to, if there is an ancestry record for them, you can add a link there. If there's find a grave or family search, likewise, you can add a link there. So I'll give you kind of some examples of that. So I'm just going to go, I think there was a few ancestry records that we could add it to, but I'll add it to his profile on find a grave first. So you just go to the memorial page and scroll down to where there's a button for leave a flower. And in this category here, you can use any of the flowers that are here already, but we have attached to this base page, we have graphics that you can use. So for different things, I like to use different logos. So this one, the remember one, I just set up for the Dachau or Holocaust or Auschwitz projects. So you can use that, or you can use, this is the one I like to just as a generic one. And all I say is Hillig 11 on WikiTree, because we can't have a full URL link on Find a Grave. So this is a way to share that there is a profile on WikiTree for this person. And then I say part of the Andersonia, California One Place Study is who this is for. His son died there in Andersonia, so I'm just trying to connect his son to the main tree. And you can also put in, I like to also add a little statement that there are more sources and information on the WikiTree profile, so you can do that as well. So that's what it looks like when you're done. So it kind of gives you an idea how you can do that. On family search, I just go to the notes section. Wait till that comes up, add a note, and I just actually grab a copy of this, pop that in there, and then I put that little note in the note section. And that's what that looks like. So it's there, and it's also now in the collaborate tab, so people can see that there's something there. On Ancestry, you can go in to, oh yeah, here we go. I knew he had a record on here. So the North Dakota cemetery record for him. Let's see, if you scroll down, usually there's a place right here at the bottom of the suggestions for a comment. So this one doesn't have it, but if you go to, let's see here, if you go to, he doesn't have a birth, marriage, or death record, but if you go to like any other page, record page, you can put that in there. So it's a comment on the record page. So anybody who goes to the Ancestry and tries to search for this person, they can see that we've got a little note there. The other thing you can do is, if there is a public family tree, and especially if they've left a comment, the person's left a comment, you can add to that comment. Or if there's an image, you can add to the image a comment. So just kind of give you an idea what that would look like. Just take this one right here. And you can just add a comment. So these are just some ways you can do it. The sun, let me go to the sun's profile real quick. Kind of show you, I think I already did it for him, but let me just double check. Here's his son. His son has there's our newspaper article about his son when he died in California. And so if you open up the newspaper clipping, okay, this one I didn't do because at the time I didn't know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Oops. Just recently found some more information for this gentleman. So that's another way that we can link to somebody is in newspapers.com. You can leave you can edit the link, the clipping so that it has that. So that's just another little way. So when you've done the link building for this person, you just go up to the profile ID menu and click challenge tracker and link builders. And here's all the options that we were talking about that's on the score sheet here across the top. So for this one, I did find a grave, family search, ancestry. Just add a point and you're good to go. So that's pretty much it. On the link builders space page, there are different ways you can find something to work on if you don't have something necessarily that you're doing. You could look for profiles that have an IMDb page, which is an Internet Movie Database, or musicians are on Discogs, and you can add a link to their profiles out there, and also on Wikidata if they're not there already. So there's lots of ways to build links back to WikiTree. These are just some of the ways. And then down here, there's just different ways you can go about finding stuff to work on. So let me go ahead and show how to add or where you add a link to, yeah, you can add links to Trove too in a comment. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So here's an example of Discogs that I did for Roy Orbison. And that is a direct link URL. So that's nice because that's really good for our SEO. So you can see here at the bottom, wikitree.com. So let me go into, what was that? Oh, it doesn't have his profile ID on there. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I just did one for, let's see, George Strait. So if you go to somebody's Wikipedia profile and go to Wikidata for this person. And this one I already did. So if you just search for WikiTree, you can check to see if they have it already. But to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like, I'm going to go to the town he was born and go to that Wikidata page. So this is extra credit. So you could take any location or a subject really, and you can add a link to the corresponding category or space page on WikiTree. So in this instance, I'm just going to go to the category page for this town. I think there's a category, just a second. Poteet. Let's just double check. There should be one because there's a whole bunch of stuff there. I'm just going to add that. Okay, so now if we go to the category and just grab the category ID and go back to Wikipedia or Wikidata. So, and that's all you have to do, but you do need the underscore there. So just category and then the location or space and then the space page name. And that's all you have to do and hit publish. So you don't actually have to have a Wikidata user account, but it is good to go ahead and just set that up. It's free and anybody can edit this information. So, and that's just another way to build links. Of course, this isn't something we can track with a challenge tracker. So it's just, like I said, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Like I said, there's lots of different ways that you can build links. And if you come across something new or somewhere new that we haven't thought of, send me a message or, comment on the page or comment on the post. We do a new post at the beginning of every month. So you don't have to answer it, but that's where the score sheet is and everything. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer or show you anything. Okay, so I created a new image for a find a grave flower. So I'm just going to do the example here on how to upload a new image. So you just go to my scrapbook, click the button here for add to your scrapbook, upload new, and then you're just going to go to where you have the file. And then just upload. You got to name it and then upload it. So for this person, we go back to the profile or here we go, leave a flower now. You can go into your scrapbook and it should show up there for you. There we go. And what I usually use for for find a grave is I just say the profile ID on WikiTree, and then I've just now started putting part of for this example, the Purple Triangles project, but also for my cemetery project, I say Fairmont Cemetery, or if I have a one place study, I say that. So just giving a little bit more information about that. So that's what it looks like when it's done. So now I'm just going to leave the same information over here on family search. And I have a preloaded comment about this. So what I usually say is, where's it at? Working on too many different things today. Too many tabs and everything open. So this is what I say in the little notation part, that WikiTree profile contains additional sources and information. So that's on there. And then if there are records on Ancestry and then what I do is I just go into that record and leave a comment, the same comment. So that anybody else who's coming across this record for this person can know that they have a profile out on WikiTree. So then it's just using the challenge tracker and building.
I always forget the tracker. Unless it's the fawn.
So here's the Arlington
I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, I know, it's because we're in the habit. I think that's probably what it is. So that's all that is. So Arlson is a new item here. Also, we have new this month is Jenny. We relate my heritage and find my past because users are starting. Some new members are adding links to profiles out there. So that's an option there for you. Just let's see where we're at. We're doing really good this month. Check this out, 1296 ancestors
Wow.
with let's tally up this, see what we've got for total. Do, do, do. So 2,134 links on
Cool.
those almost 1,300 ancestors.
And I would say definitely more than that because we don't click the button, the tracker. So I would go ahead and estimate high.
Yeah. And 22 people are taking part. And we have, I did upload the stats for October. So it's out on the October post for the challenge. So you can, taking forever to load here. I always add it as a comment to the bottom, top 5 performers, and then the breakout by site, how many links per site. So that's what we did last month. And if you look at the link builders page itself and go to the image table, if you have the B, then you can see the other stats that we've got out there. That's where I add the images. So I thought this one's kind of interesting. It's when we first started out, there wasn't very many people, and it
Oh,
wasn't,
wow.
I think
doing,
it was because it was done by that form, wasn't it? And then it
yeah.
was the March that we started that challenge. I mean, I forgot so many times to put it on that form.
I know. And the challenge tracker just makes things so much
Yeah.
easier. That was so awesome that he was able to do that for us. And then we kind of dropped down. And then now, September, we are going back up. And then October, we're even higher than we were in September. And already now in November, we're higher than we were the month before that. So we're kind of going
There was a
back
lot
up on
going
the,
on in July, August, wasn't there, really?
yeah, there was the Connectathon in July and then the Wiki Games 2 weekends in August. So I think that's
Yeah.
probably what happened there. But anyway, so we're kind of back on the upswing, hopefully. That's just kind of fun to see what we're doing. And then I just did so for the first 3 quarters, here's what we did for links built by site. So far and above the biggest was Family Search, getting links back, added on to Family Search, and then Find a Grave is next up. So just kind of
I
interesting.
would never guess that. So interesting. And for wiki data, what are they? Are they just doing notables? Is it,
Yeah, it's
or are they
notables.
doing location categories too? Is it just profiles?
We
or-
don't have a way to track if they do space pages or categories or anything. So, because this is by the challenge tracker is only for like an ancestor profile. So, yeah. So here's the updated chart for how we were doing. And then stats by site. So you can see, so Wikidata we did so far, we've done 243 links to Wikidata. We've done 67 links to IMDb, 10 fandom sites, 19 other, 27 on Trove. And then I don't have the rest of these totals out here. 55 for newspapers.com. And then Discogs is another place. And I'll add the other columns that are now available too. Billion Graves is another place. But I think, have I done that one? I don't know. Darren was the one that showed us how to do that one, but I'm not on Billion Graves a lot, so I haven't used
No.
that one a lot. But I think there's like a comment you can leave, like some other places. So,
I tend to, because my council's got a grave search.
uh-huh.
So when I find a grave search for my one place study, I set it up on find a grave,
Oh, right.
and then when I am back there, then I could take pictures and put it
Awesome.
on. Yeah. So but I can just link to say, well, I don't link it, but I just say data found from the council website because it's that's all that's they have all the burial dates and stuff.
That's awesome.
And then I like to set up family search sites, so it's easier to do family search and find a grave for those.
Yeah.
If I can't find one, I just set one up.
Yeah, that's what I usually do is I for these ones that I've been working on for the Dachau, because there's a whole record set. And that's why I made its own page because there's over 400 witnesses on this record set. And so I just broke it out by that. But usually I'm creating the family search profile just because they don't have one. But there's usually a find a grave memorial if they died.
I got something similar, but in an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. So that's all I have really for link building news. Does anybody have anything they want to share or ask?
No, but I can tell you your Wikidata should be higher than that. I didn't realize there was for Wikidata because I spend almost all month in Wikidata all year.
Yeah, well,
Looking back,
Alesh does a lot of it. But the notables that are still living,
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't, we can't use a challenge tracker on those.
yeah,
Because I just did George Strait, for and I realized, oh yeah, I can't do him because I added him to Wikidata, but I didn't get the point because so that's the bummer on that. But yeah, there is on the page, there's a way to find uh let's see if they have a notable sticker but they're not in Wikidata. So I have a query here for that.
Oh, that was another thing that came up this week. Somebody created profiles for questionable people, but they were, questionable character, and they were notable. They are, and they did not want to put the notable sticker on them, but they did tag them with the wiki data
Oh,
template.
uh-huh.
And I went round and round with them why they would do all that and not put the notable sticker. It just didn't make sense to me. You're doing everything,
Yeah,
and you're even
notable isn't saying that they're a good person. It's just saying that they're notable. Yeah.
we kind of well, I kind of was like, notorious works, but it's still a notable sticker. But they just said that they felt like it was a bad person, and if somebody wants to
They got bad
see if they're
notables.
connected to them, they can add the notable sticker. And I still to the this has been past 2 days I've been dealing with this, and I still not quite sure the reasoning. I just was curious about the reasoning.
Yeah.
So then I said, well, if they're really that bad, add the black sheep sticker because that's a trigger warning. At
Uh-huh.
least do that. And I think I got that, but I'm not quite sure what the
Yeah.
mentality was. And then I went to notables, and because I thought if you had a Wikipedia Wikidata template, then maybe it would show up on an error report for them that there wasn't a notable sticker. And maybe it does. I don't know. I never got an answer back because I think I just sent it yesterday, but it just seems like it would be smart to keep a notable sticker if you have the template.
Yeah.
And then that was the other, because that's what I was doing, is going back and trying to add the profiles on Wikidata, and
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
were really not good people. Because
Yeah.
that's the other thing, you get lost over in Wikipedia. You start reading.
Fall down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jamie has actually, she has a query for, where's it at? Here it is. For Wikipedia or Wikidata that you can alter. So you could say, well, show me people who don't have a WikiTree ID in Wikidata for England
Oh, that'd be
for
cool.
this certain period of time.
Yeah.
So that would be a good way to kind of look too.
So yeah, that would be fantastic, because I was sitting there yesterday. That would be fantastic, because I was like, if I can bring up by this category that he was working off of, if I could bring up, and if Ian could like do a little overlay like they do with,
Mm-hmm.
it says this has a wiki tree profile on the list, so I don't have to click each one,
Right.
but this will do it. This query will do it.
Well, I think you'd need to modify it because this specifically is looking for people who died in May of 2024. Yeah, so it's just this is like a starting point. So
Yeah.
look, something about WikiTree ID, filter out those with WikiTree IDs. So we want, yeah, this would be correct because
Yeah.
we don't want them to have WikiTree IDs. We were looking for people who don't have WikiTree IDs. And then here's the filter for death where you could alter, you know, you
Make
could
the
alter,
list shorter. Yeah, that
yeah,
would
you
work.
could alter this part to be within a certain time frame. So anyway, just kind of
No, that would be great,
a
because
starting point.
then we
I'll
can
add it.
capture those notables.
I'll add it to the space page so that
Yeah.
Wikidata.
And then I'll just have to remember too that it's not gonna query living, because I think he had a couple living. And that's how it came about, because I said, no, I'm not adopting these under the project. They don't have anything to do with my project. I'm not doing it. And I was explaining that you can't create them if they're living unless you have a project behind you.
Get people who have died in May 2024. Restrict to country of Australia, and they're British. And filter out those with WikiTree IDs. Only show those with. I'm just going to put this in there so that people know that they can alter this. Example. There. I kept meaning to do that, but I just for some reason it kept falling off my list. Okay, so here's what it's looking for, basically.
That'll work. That'll be good.
It'd be a good way to like go, take a chunk, like say these people died in May of 2024. And that just take that set and go through and put the WikiTree profile IDs in there. Or you could say they died in 1950,
Yeah.
So, and then there's the query for, because you can search for a domain. So if they have an IMDb profile, you can look for those. And that's another thing you can check to see if they have Wikidata set up. Anyway,
That's what I like. Because like you said, you could do them in a chunk. I like that.
yeah. Take a period of time you're interested in or whatever, place in a period of time.